Hi, welcome to my new series of videos that is how to build your PC. So let's get started. To build a PC, you need some components and you need to arrange them in specific manner. You will need to assemble them and you have your PC. Is it that simple? Yes, it is that simple. But if you carefully plan your PC, then it is a very simple task to execute. By planning, I mean you need to choose your components very carefully. You need to choose the components that will match each other. Matching is very important because we all have budget concerns, right? So, as we all have the budget concerns, we need the most performance within our budget. And to do that, you need to just balance all your components in your PC. I will be showing you how to balance your PC in this series of the videos. So please follow the series. At first, we need to decide what are the parts that we require to buy. To buy the parts or to make a list of the parts, we first need what we will go to use the computer for. For this reason, let's take an example. If you are a normal PC user who will use for just for office purpose, or a heavy gamer who will use it for mainly for gaming purpose or video editing purpose. These two are different segments and you all may have your specific requirements based on your task that you will perform on the PC. But I'm not going in that discussion you have to take this part or that part. I will just make a list of the minimum parts that you will require as an essential parts and some optional parts. Optional parts will make your life easier with the PC. Let's have a look at the parts list. You can pause the video and take a note, or you can come back on the chart whenever you require. The first component in the list is the processor. Now, the processor is the main processing unit of your PC. We all know that. But you need to know that you should match your processor with all the other components. And the first match that is required is with the motherboard. Yes, the next component is motherboard. Processor and motherboard are virtually and kind of physically also inseparable, because every motherboard has a specific processor socket. So you need to take a look at those processor sockets. If you have AMD Ryzen processor, so you need an AM4 socket in your motherboard. If you have an Intel 8th generation processor, you need a socket in your motherboard that will support the 8th generation processor. So you need to buy these two things, your processor and your motherboard, at a time so that they are compatible. Because the older motherboards will not support the new generation of processors. So that is a general trend for every manufacturer. So you need to keep in that mind. Next thing in our list is the RAM, the random access memory. Without RAM, you cannot perform any functions. So you need a RAM, and RAMs are also needed to be compatible with your motherboard. So you need to check your motherboard website for the compatible RAMs. Every motherboard's manufacturer put up a list of compatible RAMs that they have tested with their motherboard. You can go through that. Next in this list is your hard disk. So you need a hard disk. Definitely, there are many kinds of hard disk like SSD, SATA hard disk. We will discuss it later. But you need a hard disk to store all your data inside. There are two optional accessories I like to mention here. First one is your CPU cooler. Yes, I did not mention about CPU cooler. CPU needs a cooler. Some CPU comes in the box with a cooler and some not. So when you choose your CPU, you need to look into that one, it is motherboard compatible, two, it has a cooler or not. If it does not have a cooler out of the box, then you need to buy a CPU cooler. Also, if you want to overclock or put some extra load on the processor, you need to buy a CPU cooler. Next optional accessory is graphics card. Yes, I have put it in the optional accessory category. Though all the AMD builds with Ryzen processors will need a graphics card because they do not have any integrated graphics support. But Intel processors and all the 8th generation Intel processors have integrated graphics support. So you do not need to buy a graphics card unless you really require it. You can use another optional part, that is the DVD drive. Yes, DVD drives are getting actually obsolete right now in this era of internet. When we all have internet access, we actually download the latest drivers or latest anything from internet, and starting from your movies, your games, all you download from internet. If you absolutely need, you can buy it. To power all these things up, you need a compatible power supply. Yes, you need a compatible power supply. You need to calculate all the wattage that your components are going to consume, and then you have to decide your power supply. Next up, you have your power supply, your motherboard. You need a place to put them. That is the cabinet. Yes, you need a compatible cabinet also, so that you can put all your components inside the cabinet. That is also required to be carefully chosen. Inside your cabinet, you can put RGB strips to spice your cabinet up, but that is only a customization. It actually does not serve any purpose in your PC. Next up in our list is our input devices, like you need a mouse and you need a keyboard. These are essential input devices that you need. On the optional side, you can have a Wi-Fi card that will make your life easier, because you can use the internet over Wi-Fi. You can have as an optional accessory an webcam or a mic setup. Next is your output devices. Output device, you need a good quality monitor and a sound system. That may be a speaker or maybe a headphone. You can add some extra devices, like you might use a router with internet connection. Yes, internet is nowadays very common, so you need a router and an internet connection. Also, you can use some external hard disk to store your data externally or keep a backup. Now, to power all these things up, you need an uninterrupted power supply or UPS. That is actually not just to power your system, but it also helps in two things. One, it protects your internal PC components, which are very prone to electrical damages in case of spikes or voltage changes. Next is we have power cuts in our country, and the power cuts in our country are very common. UPS helps us in these situations also. Last but not the least is your desk. You need a desk to put all these things inside so that your room looks fresh. So you need a desk. Now these are all the components that you need to build your PC. You can go through these once again, and if you have any questions, please put down it in the comment section below so that I can answer your queries. Next, I will put up some videos about these components, each one by one. So please follow the series, please do subscribe to my channel, and please like the video if you liked it, hit dislike if you disliked it, and one more thing, please keep the bell icon on. Thank you.